My channel, sort of started years ago for chronic pain, and then I started talking a little bit about my mental health exploits, and originally was a medication sort of basher and so forth, but it seems that lately, well, I don't know, some people, a lot of people, have different opinions about medications and especially benzos. It's very controversial, anecdotal stuff. And yeah, if you can get on anything besides benzo to help, do it for sure. I mean, that's truly what would be the best option. However, I don't know, I get some comments like, hey, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Yeah, there's a lot of things that people are doing that, might help them with their anxiety. For a lot of people, though, benzos, especially the long-lasting ones like Klonopin and so forth, have virtually zero withdrawal when tapered properly. And I'm not talking about this craziness of tapering 0.1 milligrams a month and all this crazy stuff. I was on a short-acting benzo daily for 6 years or something, Xanax, and it didn't cause any problems for me coming off of it whatsoever. So I did have anxiety that and different things I was dealing with, which the Xanax didn't seem to help with, but so I had to find a new route. So yeah, I tried everything you could mention under the sun, and I just want to say that a lot of people, millions of people, it saves their lives. So this isn't a benzo channel for good or for bad. It's just a channel to discuss the things that I've went through and learned, and medications aren't the boogeyman. I've talked about it before. This channel isn't dedicated to medication shaming. It's just not. You can get, just as bad damage, insomnia and stuff from the food system and the amount of sugars that we eat, and the research into benzo, low quantity benzo, actually shows that it improves brain function. When you get into, if you're abusing it and you're taking high doses and that sort of stuff, I'm sure there's going to be problems. But anyway, it sucks that we have to take things. Like I said, I was off of benzos for a long time, and I was doing really, really well for a while. But after some really bad life situations, I entered into a period of time where I was close to have to probably be hospitalized. And if I had been, they would have just forced me to take all kinds of whatevers. So I decided to go back on a long-acting, low-dose benzo. And it really does help. It really does help. Help me get back into society. Without it, I could be in a mental health institution, or stuck in my bed and not able to leave my room. But now I'm pretty much fully functioning. So, used appropriately, medications can be great. Just, and obviously if you have a mild condition, you might be able to get away with other things, supplements, and then don't forget meditation, mindfulness, all that other stuff. Anyway, so let's stop shaming benzos. I'm sorry that if you're one of the very, very few people that have some type of post-acute withdrawal syndrome, which may or may not even be a real thing. I'm sorry for you. Obviously what you're going through is real for you. But I've spent years in the trenches, and I've talked to so many people that have come on and off of those drugs without any problems whatsoever. So if you're scared and you're on benzo buddies and all that kind of thing, then that's just gonna further dampen your fear centers. So I actually, for a while, I came off the benzos, and I was doing better than I had ever done in my life. Had, post-benzo. So, great memory, unbelievable clarity, felt really good, so for over a year. But once my gram died, and I moved, and I did a lot of stuff happened with my company, whatever. And because of my untreated ADHD, I really did spiral. And that's just my personal story. So don't base your story off other people's stories. And try to avoid giving people direct recommendations on medications or supplements if you don't know them, especially. Because you could take Remeron and that helps you sleep. Other people could take it and it makes them terrible. So this isn't a channel for sounding board against medication. It's not here to talk about or tell people what they should or should not take. Definitely, you could obviously provide recommendations of things to try. I mean, I don't mind that, but yeah, a big part of my healing, actually. And yeah, I was just like you, right? Some of you, if you're watching this, where I was just like on benzo buddies all day, and I had all these symptoms. And once I just turned it off and said, you know what, I'm just not gonna do that anymore, I was good, man. Like I was a lot better. Just got to walk away from it. So even if you do have some issues, you can't do anything about it. You just have to pray about it, and well, you can do stuff about it. But if you suffer from an anxiety disorder and you take a benzo and you feel better, and then you come off of it, and you never treated the underlying cause of the benzo or the anxiety, then more than likely you're still going to have anxiety. It doesn't mean you're having withdrawal symptoms. That means that you have, like for me, I have PTSD, I've got ADHD, and these things are largely untreated. And I'm trying again the natural route. Had I not found Lamictal and had different medications throughout periods of my life, and no, they're not perfect, and they sometimes have side effects, but I probably would be dead, first of all. Secondly, my wife would have definitely left. My life would have just fallen apart. I wouldn't have been able to work or function. So a large part of me is thankful for medications, but I'm working now on the source. Instead of masking, I'm looking at why I feel this way, and a lot of it is the way that we think. So just finding a way to think positively about like your brain healing and those sort of things. Because if you're constantly, this is an example. I'm going to give you an example like of a placebo. If somebody took a sugar pill for anxiety and it really helped them, and they thought they were getting some active drug. It's raining on me right now. They thought they were getting an active drug for years and they were good, and they came off of it, and then they started having withdrawal and all this crazy stuff. It was psychologically based, and they start going online and they start reading these negative things. Or in a similar scenario, you just have somebody that's just constantly has negative thoughts about themselves all day. That in itself is more damaging than any medication side effects. So got to change the narrative, change our thinking processes and stuff like that. So, and stop being in denial about medications and their therapeutic benefits and so forth like that. So, if you found something that works for you, work it, but look at the source. Try to find the source of what's going on, and really work at the source. That's my recommendation. And don't worry about what you're taking. Don't be scared of it. Definitely, I support trying alternative approaches in any way, CBD oil or whatever. I unfortunately did not have. I had a negative reaction. CBD oil caused anxiety in me. So, but yeah, if you can find something that can help you, go for it. If not, and you need to take a benzo, follow your doctor's advice. Anyway, alright guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.